So, what's this big story? What's this big story that I keep hearing about you, and that you talk about God did it? Tell me that.
And yo, God just, when I say God delivered me from a place that I couldn't even, I thought it, man, I'm stuck here. I called home sobbing, yo, daddy, please come get me. Very few people know this about me, but I'm not ashamed to say. I tell it all the time, I know what it's like to be in handcuffs. I know what it's like to be railroaded for something. And when you're not talking about something like you done went stole something, or you done went shot somebody, you done, you day to day living thinking you got it together. All I did was maybe brag a little too much about how God was blessing my life, and maybe had a little bit too much going on, had too many cars and whatnot. But the grave that they tried to plant for me, it was like outrageous. Like they really tried to bury me alive. My job tried to bury me alive, and I ended up going to jail. And I called my dad. I'm like, yo, daddy, you better come get me, because I don't know what's going on and whatnot. And jailhouse lawyers, they tell you stuff like, you ain't seen no judge, man, you gonna be stuck here. And I ain't never been to jail before, so I'm like, man, I can't stay up in here and whatnot. So I'm on the cell block. They put me on the cell block away from general population after being publicly humiliated. Like, I had to see myself publicly humiliated. Yeah, post my pictures in the whole 9 yards. My cousin even made a statement. They told me, she was like, let's call her phone to see if she answered, because I know she locked up. So you like your whole, everybody like really just, man, they just, I can't even describe what I felt at that time. But I'm locked up, and I'm in a place where there's no peace, and it's chaos all around me, and I'm in a cell block, and I get on this concrete slab in a 10 by 10 cell, and I say, man, God, give me peace where there's no peace, because you know me, and I don't deserve this. And it was like, Paul and Silas they was in jail praying and singing, and the Lord delivered them from the jail. When they showed up at the door, they slammed the door. They like, oh no, that can't be them. And that's what it was like. The guard came to the gate. She was like, get your stuff. I'm like, get my stuff. She said, yeah, get your stuff. Man, I went home. I ain't seen no judge, no nothing. Nobody came with the money. They gave me a piece of paper and said, sign this. I signed a piece of paper, and I'm going home. And when I'm walking out of the jail, which is the worst place you could ever be. I've never been in a place. My mama had died the year before. I literally cried and thanked God that my mama was deceased, because I knew what her having to see me go through that would have done to her. When I saw my daddy standing outside the jail with his arms open, it was almost like the picture perfect. That's how God is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you, from the worst hell you ever wrap your mind around, my daddy, when the world turned against me, my daddy stood clean in a 3-piece suit, took his jacket off, and opened his arms for me to come running into. And I just cried. He almost had to hold me up. And I went home. I took a shower. For about 2 hours, because I was trying to scrub it off me. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to scrub the hurt off me. I was trying to scrub the shame off me. I was trying to figure out, man, how do I pick myself up to go to work tomorrow? People saying this, people saying that. My phone had 10,000 text messages, and I know what they were saying. Oh yeah, that's the Reverend daughter, PK kid, that type of deal. You know what I'm saying? So I barely got any sleep. I showed up the next day to work, and they told me, you know what? We'll give you leave with pay. So I took it, and I went home. And the very next day, I enrolled in college. How about that? I enrolled it. That's when I took my first college courses. And I never even really wanted to even go to college. But for me to get an associate's, a bachelor's, a master's, and a PhD, and then I ended up going back to that same job that railroaded me when my boss at the time retired. I was able to come back there as Minister Alexis Smith and bless her retirement. And everybody who dug a ditch was amazed. My boss, who sit behind her desk and signed off on the paperwork, she was amazed. And it wasn't them telling me that they was proud. God was proud enough. The look that they gave me let me know God did this. God did this. Can't nobody else but God bring that thing full circle to where you get to sit Christ. The word of God says he will make a table before your enemies. Right? Not you making a table, man. He made a table before my enemies, and I sat and I ate. And every time I get a chance, I eat. You heard me? God did that.